Good evening! Welcome to the penultimate chapter of Arcade Spirits. We had this and one more. I'm sure this game is not done having feels because it has had all of them so far. Far too effectively. So a bunch of stuff happened last time, and we got super depressed, and the arcade got taken over by the jerk-face dude, and Francine passed away, and now we're making our own arcade. You're caught up now. I hope you enjoyed my TLDR there. Level 7, New Game Plus. It is the distant future year 20XX, and for the first time, I am entirely in control of my destiny. I'm no longer merely working in an arcade, now I'm working on my future. Which admittedly still involves working in an arcade, but still, my future. That looks like game volume's way quiet, let me fix that. We know how that is. I'll admit it feels weird. I'd grown so used to going with the flow, letting life batter and bruise me, that having a true and honest hand on the controls is a bit terrifying. Everyone's counting on me to keep the flame of Miss Francine's Funplex alive as we move into the era of arcade spirits. Oh yeah, we got to name our arcade, and it came up default as Arcade Spirits, and I like that as a name drop, and I didn't have any better ideas at the time, so we hit enter on that one. And, well... honestly, I'm super anxious about it all. I'm nervous. Who wouldn't be? There's so much riding on the success of Arcade Spirits. Not just a paycheck, but the hopes and dreams of all my friends. And I can't forget about Ashley's hopes and dreams in particular. I'm not the only one anxious about this. The stress weighs heavily on both of us. I don't want to let her down. I keep waiting for the universe to wake up and notice that I'm on a roll. If fickle fate could take away the Funplex, what could it do to the Arcade Spirits? I know that's hardly a constructive attitude to have, but anxiety is rarely a logical thing. You can know the truth while your nerves tell you something else entirely. Yes, this game speaks truths. Now all that's left is to get through opening day without incident. I arrived early that morning to go over any last-minute preparations and make sure everything is in order. Plus, Juniper was sick of watching me pace back and forth at home after breakfast. So she lovingly shoved me out of the apartment and told me to be productive. Now I stood in awe of the building, the dream I poured my heart and soul into. I still barely believed it myself. I paused a moment to let the reality finally hit me, and then stepped into my destiny. Pushing open the doors to Arcade Spirits, I was greeted by relative peace and quiet. Just the beeps and boops and people moving around doing last-minute preparations. We traveled a long and arduous road ever since the Great Waketer Conspiracy. Gavin secured us a great rental space, an abandoned pizza place with that all-too-familiar triangular roof. Woo, we're in a Pizza Hut. Nobody else wanted it, but we didn't care about the funny shape. Quirk is in our favor. Yep, whoopee. And I really couldn't have done all the renovations this place needed without the help of our financial benefactor. Percy gave up a large chunk of his savings for this. I hope we can do right by him, considering it was going to go to charity originally. Now it's going to us. We went with a familiar layout, but ain't broke and all that, to show we've still got the spirit and passion that made the Funplex great. But it's not all a carbon copy. We've got a few new additions that Francine would even be proud of. The video wall is a nice touch. That one was my idea. It alternates between running music videos, game promos, and high-score leaderboards. We also repainted and did a general update on all appliances and fixtures to give it a more finished feel and less of a retired pizza place turned arcade vibe. Naomi and Percy worked together to pick out games with a decidedly retro feel. Considering Deco's focus on tickety gambling-ish games, this helps us stand out from the competition. She put in a lot of hard work restoring them, and truthfully we've run into a lot of problems along the way. but watching her tirelessly working to perfect them is inspiring. Juniper and Ashley really nailed our grand experiment into unique branding. It's completely on point. By spearheading our advertising campaign, the buzz is building. Our hype train is pulling in passengers of all sorts, and the imagery they've created will ride with them long after they've left. Definitely the right call to make. All my decisions, all of my choices, made this. Made Arcade Spirits what it is. Hello, welcome on in. I will have you know that I actually had my tea almost cool enough to drink when I started the stream. I started it earlier, and nearly got the timing right. Also, it's delicious. So much labor and love went into the project from all of us, and now all that's left is to officially opening these doors. But before that fateful hour begins, I still want to do one last check on operations just in case. Since we opted for a basic arcade, honestly, setup was a breeze. Naomi and Ashley worked together to get games up and running. Ashley managed to impress Naomi when she pulled out her long-forgotten skills with electronics. Naomi seemed to be busying herself with double, triple, and even quadruple checks of every game prior to opening. So, talk to me. We good? Missed a stream, what did you miss story-wise? I think you were here for the beach episode. Yeah, you were here for the beach episode. We got an offer from Deco Nami from Deco's Palace, trying to buy out the Funplex. We politely and professionally declined. And then Francine passed away, and her daughter sold the Funplex to Deco Nami, who took over the Funplex and fired almost everyone, and everyone that wasn't fired quit. And then our character went into a bad depression, and we had an intervention / wake for Francine, because her family didn't really want us there. So we had it turned into a wake intervention. And then it turned into we're making our own arcade. I think that's basically everything.
Hi.
Oh, hey, Hulyen. Or should I call you Boss? Hulyen's just fine. Okay, we're good to go. Great. Since we're focusing entirely on the games, we need to make sure they're absolutely perfect. Agreed, and you can count on me to deliver. I'd better hurry up and finish my checks, though. We're opening soon, and I want to finish this game. As you were, then.
See ya!
Toodles! Good. Not that I was too worried about the games. Keeping things simple worked out well for us. Percy was right, running a classic arcade is right in our wheelhouse. After my quick check-in, I noticed the clock. Its unforgiving hands telling me that it's not long now. Okay, breathe. Calm down. Everything's clearly under control. There's no need to freak out. You're just mistaking excitement for terror. This is exciting. It's a happy day, the first day of Arcade Spirits. You can do this. You can do this. No, with all of us working together, we can do this. As long as no unforeseen problems pop up. Ah! That's adorable. Face Sailor Arcade Spirits. Hulyen. I watch Ashley approach me. Immediately, I'm speechless. This is the first time I've seen Ashley's mascot costume for Arcade Spirits. She's been keeping it under wraps for so long. Ashley and Juniper have been working really hard on matching all the new marketing decisions to her newest mascot idea. I can't believe she managed to keep this costume a complete secret from me. I really had no idea, and upon seeing her in it, I'm overcome with emotion. It's just so... It's so cute and perfect. I couldn't say enough good things about Ashley's new costume. She looks so adorable in it. I wish I could whisk her off her feet and we could skip out on working today. Be still, my beating heart. I'm gonna need a moment to calm down. I freaking love it, just as much as I love you. I'm so proud of you. It's very well done. I'd expect nothing less of you, Ashley. Such a relief. With all the stress that I've been dealing with in regards to the new opening, to have one thing to be flawless is really going to make this opening go much more smoothly. I notice my praise isn't having much of an effect on Ashley, though. I'd expect her to be her bubbly, happy self. She's always so excited to show me her cosplays and projects, but something is different here. She's completely downtrodden. Hulyen.
I hate it.
Oh. What? What? What do you mean? It looks fantastic. It's perfectly... Before I could finish, Ashley snatches up my words.
It's so awful. I hate everything about it. The bows are all wonky and some of the stitches didn't sew through properly on my skirt.
Oh, big mood, Ashley.
The logo is all smudged looking and my prop staff has too many faults to list off. It's horrible.
It's a working prototype, and we have all the time in the world to slowly upgrade it and make it perfect. Whoa, Ashley, calm down for a minute. I don't see any of those faults you're claiming. The stress must be getting to Ashley, too. I step towards her in an attempt to ease her. I place my hands on her shoulders and look directly into her eyes. Honestly, truly, it looks amazing. You're amazing. I kiss her softly atop her forehead and smile gently. Ashley looks back at me, blinking back tears, her lower lip quivering. She swallows once more before answering me.
I'm sorry. It's so awful. I've ruined everything.
You've ruined nothing. The floodgates open as tears begin streaking down her face. I quickly envelop Ashley in a hug and she continues to cry into my chest. You haven't ruined anything. We haven't even opened, so there's nothing to ruin. I try to make light of the situation to get her to crack a smile, but it has the opposite effect and Ashley sobs harder.
This is supposed to be your big day, your moment of glory, and here I am wasting your time and your energy. You shouldn't bother with me.
No, not at all. You're important. Ashley wriggles free from my arms and pushes me away.
That's just what I am. Just a waste of space. I'm nothing.
No, that's anxiety and depression talking. You don't listen to anxiety and depression if you're able. Where the heck is this coming from? I've never seen Ashley this worked up on a serious self-loathing bender. That's not true, Ashley. You are far from nothing. Every time I try to say something nice, Ashley fights back, refusing to accept the truth. Refusing to accept herself.
I don't deserve you. You should be with someone better.
Not even remotely true.
Someone who's prettier, handsomer, more talented, smarter, funnier, nicer than me.
But that is you. You are all of those things. I love you wholeheartedly. She keeps spiraling further and further into despair, her negativity crescendoing. Normally, I have one of 3 different solutions to solve any number of problems, but for once, I don't think anything I say will help the situation.
You deserve someone who's got their life together. And who knows who they really are.
Trying to comfort her again, I put my arm around her. She reacts immediately from my touch. Her face contorts into a look of pain and disgust.
It's all ruined.
Ashley yells at me and I am silenced. As the wave of emotion crests, a pang of realization hits her that she was completely overtaken by her own emotions. She takes a breath, stifled by sobs.
Everything's ruined.
Tears roll continually down her face, hitting the unrelenting arcade floor. I can't do this. Ashley's words break my heart. How can she say such things about herself? This is not something I'm going to sit back and take lightly. Ashley needs help, just not from me. If I just keep pushing it may push her away. What she really needs... You should consider seeing a therapist. Everyone can benefit from therapy. I've tried everything I can think of to reassure Ashley, and nothing I say has any meaning. I think Ashley should seek more professional help. Have you considered seeing a therapist about this? I know my pep talks aren't going to help you right now, but someone who's a professional may be able to help you sort things out. Ashley, I'm saying this seriously because I care for you and I'm worried about you. I want you to be happy with yourself and love yourself. Ashley is stunned as she stops crying. Sniffling up the last tears, she looks back at me shocked. What? How dare you imply that I need help? All I need is for you to listen to me. Too emotional for this suggestion right now. Got it. I have been listening to you and trying to comfort you, but you aren't seeing the reason of my words. You don't believe me. I do believe you think that way. You're just wrong is all. I don't need you trying to convince me otherwise. And I certainly don't need any help. I'm fine. You are not fine. I want Ashley to understand why this is important. Many people let me help you with this. Ashley, I may not be able to get you, to help you myself, but I can at least help you get the proper people that can. I can empathize and be here for you, but I can't guide you through this myself. But I know it's scary and hard to accept help. If you remember just a little bit ago, I had to do it too. It wasn't easy, and it took you and everyone else from the Funplex to lift me up from my rut. Without you and without your Waktervention and the Waktervenspiracy, I'd still be lost. But I did it, and I know you are strong, and you can do this too. You don't understand anything. Ashley averts her gaze to the floor and sniffles. I need to go reapply my makeup before I attend to the floor. She completely ignores what I've said and runs off. I'm left in a wake of feelings, and I don't know how to handle this. Fortunately or unfortunately, my attention is focused onto my now buzzing phone.
Beep beep.
You should have opened the doors 3 minutes and 24 seconds ago. Ah, F. 25 seconds, 26 seconds, 27 seconds. I got it, Iris. Thanks. I'll be right there. Okay. Iris fades away and I close my phone. I guess I need to concentrate on officially opening Arcade Spirits now. But first, I should change into a non-tear-soaked hoodie. I can't handle this right now. As much as I want to stop everything and sort through this mess, I've got a job to do today. There'll be time later to patch things up with Ashley, presumably. I need to at least try to put this turmoil behind me so I can focus on the first day of Arcade Spirits with a smile. Despite reeling from that incident just now, despite my nerves, I'm ready to do this. Because I have to be ready. No choice. I've got big plans for the opening ceremony. I'm going to open the doors, give my prepared speech to the gathered masses, and stay on hand to greet gamers as they enter. Stepping to the forefront, I grasp the door handles and throw the gates to Arcade Spirits wide. Welcome, friends. Welcome, welcome to all of you. I hope that... Oh, that's a good sign. I don't even have time to finish one line of my big dramatic speech. The crowd spills through the doors and runs right past me, eager to get to the games. Immediately, the arcade fills with the sounds of beeps and boops, games starting up, and people laughing with delight as they find their favorites. Well, there goes my entire opening ceremony plans out the window. I had all sorts of stuff planned, but if folks just want to get to gaming, who am I to argue? After a few minutes of final checks around the place, I decide to move into Phase 2, meet and greets around the arcade. I walk the arcade like I did my floor attendant days, talking with folks and making sure everything's running smoothly. Though I could probably track down Ashley too, assuming she wants to talk yet, which may not be the case. Arcade Spirits is my domain, open to my exploration. Where should I visit first? We should go talk to Gavin and Percy, because they're... hanging out in your change machine. Naomi's fixing Teo's dance machine, which seems to have crashed. Let's talk to Gavin and Percy, especially since Percy is the one, that's footing this and Gavin is helping me run it. Since we decided to stick with the basics, there aren't too many places to hang out and not play games. It's all games. All the time. Surprisingly, Percy and Gavin have found a quiet corner near the change machine. Tanked. Completely tanked.
Much obliged.
I'm glad for your little tip. I was ready to invest a good chunk of my pocketbook into that company. All my hard work would have tanked right alongside it. This is par for course when my siblings snatch up technology companies. It's a pump and dump, in essence. They stir up excitement in the acquisition, then drop it once it goes cold. I've never seen one of their endeavors bear fruit for very long, thanks to their short attention spans. I'm glad I could save you the heartache.
Apologies.
No offense. I think I can handle a few accidental heart-related puns without going into cardiac arrest, my good fellow. But it's good to avoid a pothole in the road of finance, yes? Especially with so many of my resources already tied up in Arcade Spirits. I approach them in what seems to be a natural lull in the conversation, although talk of finances is in itself quite a downer. So, stock market talk?
Ah, indeed.
I like to do my trades in the morning before I come to the arcade. Get all that bother over with so I can focus on Moopy. Afraid we're being astoundingly boring at the moment. Just two overly serious gentlemen talking about finance. That's fine. I'm adulting at 110% efficiency today, having started a new business myself. I should probably learn about how, like, money works. Oh, what would you like to know about? Investments. How do I plan for the arcade's future? 100%. I'd like to invest in our future. Think long-term, you know? Surviving for many years to come, rather than jumping at the easiest profit I can. Any tips? A fine view to take. My own investments are preferably long-term, yes. I will make moment-to-moment trades, but they're backed by the stability of a stock bedrock. Even after I'm gone, I expect many of those to cash out gradually, and I've hired a phalanx of lawyers to carry out my wishes over the next, 30 years. Gavin, how about I show you my portfolio? Give you some ideas on how to build up a nest egg for arcade spirits.
Thank you.
I'd be honored. I'll let you two handle the fine details. The two sink deeper and deeper into conversation about currency exchanges, fiscal policy, tax rate changes, and I start to lose consciousness. I admire their passion, but there's only so much adulting I can handle in one day, and I need to reserve some for later. Suddenly I notice a customer is having some problems with the change machines. She frowns as she swipes her credit card through the slot, and again, the little red error light popping out each time she does so.
Oh, man.
Oh, come on, this was working earlier. Seeing an opportunity to provide excellent customer service and further prove my adulting chops, I step in to help. Hello, good morning, I'm the manager here. Can I be of some assistance? She looks awful familiar. Have we met before? Oh right, I invited her to check out my arcade, didn't I? Guess that's why she's here.
What's up?
Hey, good to see you. Love what you've done with the place. Just love it. But something's wrong with your credit card readers. My card's legit. I was using it earlier with no issues, but now it's all messed up and stuff. Can you help me? I can pay cash if I gotta. I'm not trying to duck and run on you, but I'd really prefer to use the card. Actually, Iris, can you help out? Fortunately, I happen to have an expert in all things digital in my employ. She can clear up your credit card problem nice and quick. Oh, Iris?
Iris, online.
Sure thing. Miss, can you please swipe your card across my screen? This takes the customer by surprise. She hesitates, briefly, before doing as asked. Right, you have an Iris. I remember that. Now processing. Please enjoy this recorded music. Let's enjoy this recorded music while I drink some tea. Good tea drinking music.
Bad command or file name?
That's odd. It says your card was declined. Cancelled even.
No helping it.
I'm sure this is just a misunderstanding, but whatever. I've got cash, plenty of cash, it's no problem at all. I'll take care of this myself. Thanks for trying. She quickly goes about her business, using a fistful of ones and various bits of change to pay her way through. Seemed a little eager to get out of here, actually. That's odd. Really odd. I might need to keep an eye on that one. With the matter settled, it's back to wandering the arcade. Where to next? I don't think Ashley wants to see me yet, so let's go check out the dance game. Most of the time I'm drawn to Showtime stage because of the flashing lights and hit beats, not because it's completely silent. No music at all. As I approach, I see Naomi feverishly working to fix it. Seeing the whole thing without tunes synced to its flashy lighting rig going is kind of depressing. And listening to Naomi mutter as she works, she undoubtedly feels the same way.
Oh.
This was working fine earlier. Why isn't it working now? Ugh. Fortunately, Teo is proving surprisingly knowledgeable about the inner workings of his favorite game. You may need to reimage the hard drive. I know some gray area websites where we can get a replacement copy of the files if needed. This is the third release version of Showtime Stage's software, right? Those are easier to come by than the more modern fourth version, oddly enough. The files aren't the problem. I think the hard drive itself was damaged in shipping. If so, well, you might not be able to dance at all today. I'd have to order a new part. I'm sorry, there were just so many games to get up and running, I must have missed this ticking time bomb of a hardware failure. Hey, it's cool. I don't need to get my groove on all the time. Showtime Stage is one of our flagship games. It's flashy, it's exciting, and Teo's dance moves bring the crowd in. Getting it working for opening day is a priority. Can we pull a hard drive from a different game and reformat it? This isn't the only game we have that uses a hard disk, right? Can we pull and reformat one from another game using Teo's files to make a clone of, make it a clone of Showtime Stage? Well, it'd mean voluntarily disabling one of our other games, but... Wait, I know. Wild Rider. That piece of poop is always crashing on us, and it's not like it's very popular. Let's yank the drive from that and make it into a Showtime Stage drive.
Yeah!
I can have that up and running in an hour. Sounds perfect. I'll send you the files, go get a bite to eat, and be back in time to show everyone what a great dance community we've got here at Arcade Spirits. So it'll take a bit of time, but we'll get our stage back in working order. Good, good. Maybe we'll get through opening day without any major problems aside from this. There I go, I spot a gamer who's been watching, super curious about what's going on. I could swear I've seen this guy before. Maybe in a crowd or something? Yeah, he's bad news. Hey, is Showtime Stage really hosed? For now, yes, but we'll have it fixed up as soon as we can. Oh man, I want to get my groove on. That's a bummer. You know, I might know a guy who knows a guy who can get you a replacement super cheap. Or like, any game you want. Anything. As long as you know, don't ask too many questions. Thanks for your generous offer, but we're fine. No reason to be mean, or to lampshade what's likely meant as an open invitation to do some crimes. I'm happy to see your enthusiasm for Arcade Spirits, but I think we can handle this. Sorry you can't play your favorite game right now, but it'll be fixed soon. Gamer shrugs it off, not too offended. It's cool, just figured I'd offer. I dig this place. It's got a little bit of everything I like. I'll just come back later to wow all the ladies with my hot style. Later. That was... odd. But as he fades back into the crowd, I decide to move on. Where should I visit next? How about this one? The one that's our only choice. Near the center of the arcade, Ashley's showing off her new cosplay to Queen Bee. I know she has her misgivings about it, but people are really digging the costume. She's got a decent crowd of people around her. And that combined with the normal fans that surround Queen Bee, we've got ourselves a pretty nice gathering. Seems that one new customer has garnered the attention of Queen Bee and Ashley. Hey! Look, kid! A real-life, in-the-wild newbie.
Hiya!
Welcome to Arcade Spirits. We're so happy to have you join us for opening day. Despite her earlier spike of depression, she seems to at least be able to keep up good cheer for the customers, even if it might be faked. Thank you. As much as I'd like to pull Ashley aside and talk things over with her, it's probably not best to air any dirty laundry in front of the customers. I'll just wait until it's a more opportune moment. Child, yes you, young one. Tell Hulyen here what you told us. That I've, never used a joystick before in my life? I mean, I've mostly been to Deco's Palace and played games on my phone, touchscreens and stuff, that's all. I've never really been much of a gamer, but all my friends are here today, so I was figuring I might try one out.
Whoa.
Never! Not even once played on a joystick. Can you believe it? Yes? We've all been there. No point in faulting them for it now. Oh, but that's too cute. Ah, to be young and innocent again. Don't worry at all. Arcade Spirits is the right place to learn. We are a friendly, inviting sort of arcade. No mad skills required. Yet the three kids did each have a ghost on their clothes, and they were all in Deco's Palace when we visited, so something's up. Here, it's all about having fun. Oh yes, and you know what's super fun? Learning how to play Fist of Discomfort. Trust me. Want to go a few rounds? I'll even spot you some tokens. Seeing Queen Bee's con, Ashley quickly tries to offer something else.
Nah.
Or you could join me for a round or two of TMNT. Nothing like a friendly, cooperative brawler game to ease you into things.
Nope. No way.
Best way to learn is jump headfirst into the deep end, I say. No regrets, just mashing buttons and moving that joystick. And when you're starting with the hottest title, you've got a built-in community to learn from right at your fingertips. But turtles. Turtles who are ninjas. Looks like I might need to jump in and persuade this kid to choose a game. They look like a deer trapped in the headlights. Stuck in the crossfire. Yeah. Let's start you out right. 2 buttons, 1 stick, endless fun. Ashley, want to show our new friend the majesty of mutants named after famous painters?
Yes!
Oh, do I? Let's go beat up some conveniently bloodless robot ninjas and get shell-shocked. Okay. Sure. Lead the way. And gone. There goes my chance to talk with Ashley. Although, I'm not sure she wanted to talk with me right now anyway. Another time, perchance. The newbie seems happy with this decision, even if it's just because they get to play with Ashley, who's a bit less intimidating. Ah, butts. I was looking forward to decimating that newbie quite a bit. In a good-natured way, of course. I'm still learning from my teammates in 4HK, and I'm eager to pass some lessons on. Okay, I'm going back to beating the crap out of fodder. You have fun out there, okay? You've earned this day through your blood, sweat, and tears. Hopefully more blood than sweat and tears, but you get the idea. Time for me to move on. Before I can continue my wanderings, Gavin pops up directly in my path. Stop whatever you're doing and look towards the doors without making it look like you're looking for anyone in specific. What? Okay? What am I pretending to not be looking for? Ms. Jean de Femme. I have no idea who that is. The top arcade critic in the city. Her reviews can make or break an arcade easily. I didn't think she'd be coming today, as normally some little independent arcade is beneath her interest, but apparently she's made an exception. We don't want to end up smeared across every website she writes for. I suggest you go play nice and show her all the positives of arcade spirits. Okay, I'm on it. Best foot forward. She's the redhead near the entrance with the handbag. Best of luck. I easily spot her, thanks to Gavin's cues. Considering this morning lacked the usual chaos I experienced on the first day of the Funplex, I'd say we're off to a great start. And I'm sure this reviewer will appreciate that. Wearing my most professional smile, I stroll over to the entrance. Influenced by Deco to be there right away? Oh, probably. You! I remember you. Oh no, it's Angry Mom. I don't think there's any way we could have resolved that wouldn't make her react this way. We're boned. Oh god, indeed. Yep. Oh no. Oh no. My dear, wonderful Josh had a miserable time in your arcade at that birthday party. You and your lanky friend implied my Josh wasn't smart enough to know how coin slots work. Well, this arcade was fun while it lasted. Might as well burn it all to ashes and build a new arcade on those ashes 100 years from now after this blows over. Before I can try to defend myself, she holds up a hand to stop me. Now, while I seriously question the wisdom of allowing you to run an arcade, and would love nothing more than to give you 0 stars and walk away immediately, I am unfortunately committed by ethical standards to stay and properly review your establishment in a relatively unbiased fashion. Oh good, we're not immediately sunk. So as unpleasant as this may be for both of us, I suggest we remain professional, even if you've dug yourself a rather deep hole to climb out of, in my view. Understood? Even if I want to go on a tirade or chew her out, I've got to think of the arcade. This isn't some rando angry parent, not this time. Feels like chewing ground glass, but I need to swallow my pride on this. Understood. Excellent. What I need from you now is to stay out of my way. No special treatment or consideration. I need to observe your arcade as a disinterested outside party so that I can judge your facility and atmosphere. But rest assured, if I see some egregious mistake, I will bring it to your attention. Pointedly. My readers likewise will become very aware of your shortcomings. I do my best to support consumer activism, and that requires absolute honesty of any difficulties I observe. So until such time as I require you, I suggest we speak no further. Agreed? Sure? Fine? As you were, then. Wonderful. Just wonderful. Not only does she hate us right off the bat, but I can't even leap to the defense of what we've built here without antagonizing her further. I may need to talk with Gavin about how to save arcade spirits from an inevitable negative review. Nothing else I can do now but pray to the arcade gods that everything from here on out goes perfectly. Oh, hydrate and stretch. Excellent timing for that. I'm gonna do the stretch first. And some delicious hot tea. Having a blackberry and raspberry herbal infusion with a bit of honey. It's tasty. Once again, I wander the floor, but this time, while it's all smiles and pleasantries on the outside, I'm left all alone battling my thoughts. This is certainly not helping my anxiety, mind you. Being under a magnifying glass means anything that can go wrong will go wrong in a spectacular fashion, reported on across every arcade enthusiast website in existence. No, wait, stop. Bad thinking. Don't assume things will go wrong. Besides, the morning wasn't too eventful. Who's to say the afternoon will be a disaster? Those 3 suspicious hooligans? I'm gonna go with that. And then the afternoon was a disaster. I knew I'd spoken too soon the second I saw Gavin approaching me with a tinge of worry furrowing his brow.
Utterly ridiculous.
It shouldn't be possible for us to be out of nachos in the vending machines this fast, and yet, we are. I have receipts for ordering exactly enough to fill them up, and yet there were only a few bags in there. Missed delivery, perhaps? And that was the least of our problems. Hulyen, we've got an electrical problem. 3 of the retro games have shorted out. I don't understand. I tested the power supplies. Outright rebuilt a few of them. Unless someone's seriously scuffling their sneakers and shocking the coin boxes, we're talking a failure somewhere in our electrical wiring. Calamity after catastrophe, they just keep piling up.
What?
All of the toilets stopped working. All of them. We need to call a plumber fast, and not one that jumps on turtles. Anxiety rising. What are we gonna do? This doesn't make any sense.
Well.
I'm freaking out. I'll admit that. I'm freaking out. Maybe we should close down for the day? Iron out the wrinkles, try again tomorrow. We are hastily losing our grip on things, and if I don't say anything, we may as well call it quits. I must refocus our energy. Command the troops. No, no way. We are not giving in just because of a few bugs in the system. We are the Funplex expatriates, the proud crew of arcade spirits. Did we give up when Deco came knocking? Hell no. And we aren't giving up now. I want to hear some solutions. Talk to me. Ashley? The group exchanges nervous glances, then, thankfully, stops to breathe and think.
Ooh.
I will become the plumber we need. I mean, not exactly, but I'll grab a plunger and do what I can. We'll have to close down our bathrooms for now, but I'm sure we can convince one of our neighbors to loan us theirs, maybe? I'll check next door with them before I go do battle with our demonically possessed toilets. And while I'd say this vending machine issue is human error, I have enough faith in my own error checking to say that this human is not responsible. I'll make some calls with our distributors and see where the chain broke down. I'll also see about ordering some quick replacement stock. Mine's a bit more complex. I need to replace the fried power supplies, but I can do that. I can do most of these today. Meanwhile, I'll put a feeler out on the indie arcade community online, see if we can get an electrician with arcade experience out here quickly. I've been meaning to get back into online groups, and even if it means popping my head up in a crowd, I'll do it. Okay, good solutions, people. Good solutions. I won't be able to work the floor while I'm taming our restrooms, Hulyen. Are you good with covering for me? Things seem to be getting more intense as the day picks up. You 3 focus on your tasks at hand. I may be the boss, but I was a floor attendant originally. I can handle whatever arcade spirits throws at me. Got it? Gotcha. But I'm changing out of this first. I don't want to get poo water all over our new mascot. Toodles! I'm on it. You can count on me. I'm happy to see Ashley at least seems to be in better spirits. Even if she doesn't realize it, I'm glad to have her passion and lightheartedness inspire those around her. Yeah, changing is a real good idea. With all 3 busy, that leaves me in charge of every problem that may emerge for the rest of the afternoon. No way to tap out with something to help me with these solutions. I need to work fast, hit every problem before it's too late. Can't leave any stones unturned this time. No risk of letting something spiral out of control. But I'm ready. I mean, I have to be. No choice. Feeling freshly invigorated, I start my floor trek. There are problems all around me, but what should I tackle first? We're probably going to get to 3 of them and not be able to get to the last one. No beating up machines. As I hear the clang and bang of someone assaulting a cabinet, I see Percy holding up a finger to grab my attention. I motion for him to join me, and he does. Thank goodness. I tried to grab Ashley, but she was in a hurry, brandishing her plunger like it was some sword? There's so much going on right now. What's happening? Some hooligan's working his way down the retro games, yelling at them and smacking around the joysticks like they're speed bags. I swear he was going to knock over Joust. That's how hard he was shoving that cabinet. People have been avoiding going near him ever since he started raging out. It's causing quite a scene. I bet it's the pink guy. I'll take care of it, Percy. Thanks. Be careful, love. I don't like the looks of this one. He places a hand on my shoulder in solidarity before leaving. This happens more often than you'd think, someone getting so mad at a game that they start smacking the cabinet around. Unlike pinball, which will go into tilt mode to punish you, the only justice to be found here is my justice. I am the arcade law. Oh no, but it's another guy in the same crowd from Deco. You effing piece of F game. I totally jumped over that effing barrel. Effing monkey and his effing barrels. Even if, well, I'm a little less than eager to bring the law down on this guy. I'm in awe of the size of this lad. He probably eats 6 whole hams for breakfast and bench presses pickup trucks for fun. But I know my duty. I know what I must do. Let's be diplomatic here. Let's keep this simple. Sir, we have a strict policy against damaging our games. I need you to stop that immediately. And who the F are you, huh? Oh good, just what I needed right now. From the corner of my eye, I spot Ms. Defame watching. I'd better stay cool. I'm the manager here, and I have the right to eject any customer abusing the games. I suggest you play nicely if you want to stay in arcade spirits. Understood, sir? You little... But oddly, his attention is diverted to something or someone behind me. It's only for a couple of seconds, but his whole demeanor changes after that. Fine. He storms off, deciding he'd rather have the last word than argue it further. I turn to see who or what exactly changed his mind with a sharp glance, but the crowd's too thick. Whoever or whatever it was is gone now. And Miss Defame returns to the crowd without a comment, hopefully quietly approving of my law-bringing. That was odd, but I guess a win is a win. Now then, what problem to address next? Let's start here. A small crowd has gathered near the back of the arcade for some reason. It's especially odd because there's no games here, just some great wall art and posters that Juniper came up with. It's also especially odd that the crowd is ignoring Queen Bee over said posters.
Come on!
Charming. Real effing charming. Hey kid, you seen this yet? Seen what? Juniper's marketing must be on point to get that much of attention. If only it was that, kid. Here, let me show you. Queen Bee pushes past the crowd, glaring at them as she goes. Grow up! Don't you have better things to do? Sheesh, some people. And I see why the locals were swarming and snickering. Juniper made a bunch of posters and decorations based on Ashley's pixel heart design for the arcade, all part of our branding and marketing experiment. Except when you draw a big old ding-dong and permanent magic marker and use that heart as a base, well, it gets rather naughty. A fact that is not lost on Miss Defame, who turns up her nose at the improvised wall art. Great! Just great. So yeah, someone's gone and defiled a bunch of our posters. Fortunately for you, I got a good look at them just as they were walking away from this one. Big guy wearing a pair of blue shutter shades. I'm more into virtual fisting than real-world fisting, but I've got your back if you need to roll up on this guy. He looks like bad news. Thanks, but I can't have you acting as official arcade security. We don't have official security jackets, for starters. Plus, I'm the manager. It's my duty to take this on. Yeah, good luck with that. My advice? Call the cops if you have to. The whole situation smells funny to me. Hey you! No photos! Queen Bee yanks down the poster adorned with pornographic graffiti before it can go viral. She leaves the confrontation to me while she does her part to clean things up. It doesn't take long to track the guy down. For starters, there's his rather unique fashion sense. Also, I spy him in the middle of another graffiti stint. Caught red-handed. Kinda hard to give him the benefit of the doubt, or even a second chance. He clearly broke the rules of the arcade. Although he looks like the sort who could break me if I broke the news to him badly. I should choose my words wisely, ones that involve me staying in one piece. We're gonna stay the boring one, the just absolute, in these sort of cases, just most by the book. No sense letting this guy off the hook. We keep this simple and clean. Sir, I'm the manager of this arcade, and I'm going to have to ask you to leave. Now. Immediately, he straightens up, looming large over me in a rather threatening fashion. I'm sorry, what was that, manager? You're telling me to leave? You heard me? First, I think he's gonna bounce me out the door instead of bouncing himself, but with a growl, he backs down. Fine, it's your call, buddy. Yours alone. And he walks right on out the door without another word. I'm left in a state of utter confusion as our exchange. That seemed suspiciously easy, but a win is a win. With that in the bag, I quickly look around to see if there are any other nearby problems I can address. Yep, and he was also in the crowd at Deco's Palace. All of them were. Video wall keeps showing pictures of bunnies. The retro television-based video wall was an idea I came up with during renovations. Naomi runs the whole thing off a cheap mini-computer, too. Practical and inexpensive, and it gives just the perfect amount of flair. I've been pretty proud of it up until this moment. For some reason, it's showing a nature documentary about cute and fluffy bunnies instead of retro music videos and arcade high scores. I mean, those bunnies are really cute. I'm gonna just watch the bunnies for a second while I drink more tea. Look how cute they are! There's a little flower in front of them. Look, their nuzzling is so adorable. Look at those ears. Not that bunnies are a bad thing necessarily. There are so many worse things it could be playing, but it's still not playing what I want it to play. Something's amiss. As I'm hunting around for the remote control we keep at the prize desk, Teo approaches. Bunnies, huh? Yep. Bunnies. Interesting choice. Not my choice, Teo. I'll have it fixed in a moment. Okay, cool. I was wondering if we'd suddenly experienced a paradigm shift in arcade theming or something. The bunnies are really cute, though. Grabbing the remote, I flick back to channel 3, which should take the video feed from Naomi's system. It flips back to bunnies on channel 5 a few seconds later. Persistent, aren't they? Almost like the rabbits themselves. So I click back to channel 3. And nope, once again reverts back to 5. Okay, clearly we're dealing with a master hacker, one who can modify Naomi's system despite having no physical access to it. Or it's someone with a universal remote that's keyed to the system as well. They probably just copied it off of our remote. An individual capable of truly hacking the planet. Yeah. Or it's a prankster with the universal TV remote. I've got one of those myself. Helps me turn off overly loud TVs and bars which drown out the beats of whatever game I'm playing. Not that I would ever do that, mind you. Just in case. With great power comes great responsibility. Clearly whoever is forcing us to watch this lacks the latter. How about I go subtly check the crowd and see if anyone's got a clear line of sight and is pointing a gadget at the video wall each time you change it? I'm strapped for help, so I'm not going to deny Teo's offer. Sure, go for it. The war for remote control continues for another minute, back and forth from music videos to documentaries about rabbits. And now it's showing them mating, which I'm seriously hoping does not count as pornography, or it'll be yet another black mark against us with a certain arcade critic. It's only been a few minutes, but it feels like an eternity of copulating Legomorphs before Teo returns. Found him. Orange jacket standing near the pinball section. Thanks, Teo. No worries. Anything for you. I roll up the sleeve on my hoodie, ready to put an end to this. Oh, it's the newbie kid. Wait a minute. Isn't that the arcade newbie from earlier? He didn't seem like a troublemaker at the time. What's going on here? No, it's definitely this kid. I can see the tiny plastic gadget in their hand briefly before they pocket it. Perhaps noticing my approach, the teenager rolls stealth and gets a natural 1, resulting in an awkward and obvious attempt at looking like an unimportant part of the crowd. Hey! Didn't do anything! I mean, hi! Good to see you again! What's up? How are things? Giving this living bundle of nervousness, I'm not sure I feel like coming down like a ton of bricks on the poor kid, but rules are rules, right? We're gonna be, excuse me, would you kindly stop doing that? I'm sorry, but I know you're the one changing the TV channel. I'm not, I mean, you are, but it's okay. It's not really a big deal. If you'd kindly stop doing it from now on, we can let this go. It's not like you did anything seriously wrong, okay? Just stop changing the channel. Okay, sorry. I wasn't trying to cause trouble. I mean, I was, but... never mind. Okay, I'll stop. Thank you, bye. And they're gone, slipping back into the crowd. That was weird. What's going on here? I decide to look around a bit more, hoping for some clues. What trouble should I investigate next? Before I can continue my quest to purge my arcade of evildoers, I'm interrupted by an onslaught of my hard-working staff. I knew it. I knew it! Hulyen, about our missing inventory.
Oh.
When I get my hands on whoever did this, I found the electrical problem. Sabotage! Sabotage and treason! An enemy agent walks among us! Okay, so we have some insight into what's causing all these messes, but it's a chaotic jumble right now. One at a time, please? Our suspiciously low snack inventory was indeed not human error. The delivery truck never arrived here. It was routed to a garbage dump due to computer error, or as I suspect, malfeasance. And malfeasance explains our electrical problems, too. Remember my joke about someone scuffing their feet and shocking the coin boxes? Nope! That's actually what happened! An external shock, not a grid failure. Someone's got a battery or some other shock prod and was using it to crash games. Must be the same someone who flushed a bunch of wadded up paper towels and firecrackers down the toilets. It's a war zone in there. It's able to dredge up one super gross chunk of it, but we'll need a professional plumber to get the rest. This is all sounding way too suspicious to be random acts of hooliganism, and it also ties into what I've been handling on the floor. I've had to deal with pranksters all afternoon, too. I've even had to kick a few of them out the door. I've been so busy playing firefighter, running from blaze to blaze with a leaky bucket that I haven't been able to put the pieces together. But now it's clear. I know what I must do. Good work, everyone. Wrap up your tasks. I'll handle the pranksters. Good work, everyone. I'm proud of you. The job's not finished yet. Gavin, order us replacement inventory. Ashley, find a plumber, the best we can afford. Naomi, finish up replacing the fried power supplies. As for me, I'm gonna go have a word with our miscreant. You know who to blame for this mess? I've got a pretty strong suspicion. Go get him! And with a nod of solidarity, all of us split up, each on our own mission to thwart the ne'er-do-wells. I'm not particularly thrilled to begin this confrontation. My nerves haven't stopped jangling since this morning, but, well, my friends are counting on me to lead, to be the responsible one. I can't voice this off onto Gavin like I might have done at the Funplex. Finding my quarry isn't particularly difficult. She's been in the background the whole time, watching and waiting as I ran around trying to put a lid on the mayhem. Her eyes study me as I approach, grinning ear to ear.
Hiya. Hi. Hello there. Figured it out, huh?
Yeah, I can't say I understand the why, but at least I know the who. The matching fashion style was a pretty big clue.
I guess a formal introduction's in order. Yeah, okay. The name's Sue. Natural-born leader, hacker extraordinaire, and leader of the Ghost Monsters, the hottest gang on these streets. Pleased to meet ya.
She playfully curtsies, her wicked smile never ceasing.
And yeah, I guess my friends were a little wild and crazy, leaning a bit heavy on the pranks. And okay, you booted some of us out. Not all, just some. That's cool, I mean, it's your house and your rules. You're the sheriff here and you lay down the law. And I respect that.
I sincerely doubt you respect that.
Let me make it up to you, okay?
No, just leave. Sue steps back and taps a button on her smartwatch. And from the crowd of gamers, her whole gang assembles. Even the ones I told to get lost. Gang, this is... what's your name again? Ms. Blue. Gang, this is Hulyen. Hulyen, this is Inky, Blinky, Pinky, and Clyde. Now then? She turns to face her ghost monsters. You were all very, very naughty, and I'd say she's owed an apology. A big fat I'm sorry from each of you. Don't you agree? Each of them mumbles a semi-coherent, semi-sincere apology. Yeah, whatever, sorry. Real sorry. Gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm really sorry. When they finish, Sue faces me once again.
There. Everybody's sorry, which means everybody's forgiven. Correct?
Not correct. Also, it's fun because it's Inky, Blinky, Pinky, and I'm guessing she used to not be the leader because the ghosts used to be Inky, Blinky, Pinky, and Sue, and sometimes it's Inky, Blinky, Pinky, and Clyde. So, there's your nerd trivia for today.
Because, and this is me being real with you, I like this arcade. I really do. It beats the crap out of Deco's Palace, that's for sure. I can easily see this being our new home, you know? I admire what you've done with the place. It's totally awesome, and I'm really looking forward to coming back. Again and again. I definitely don't want to end our first day here on a sour note. No. I'm so glad we can communicate like adults. Apologize for being naughty and move on.
No, we're not moving on.
Now, okay. We may still ruffle a few feathers while we're here, but that's cool, right?
Nope.
I'm sure you understand that it's all fun and games. Nothing personal. So, what do you say, friend? All's forgiven?
Hell no. I paused, taking in everything Sue rambled on about. Let me get this straight. You scare our customers, mess with their television sets, smash up and short circuit our games, clog our toilets, redirect our mail orders, come back here after I explicitly told you to get lost, draw dongs on all of our posters, and you want me to smile and let you come back tomorrow? My words barely phase her, that grin still lingering. Yep, yeah, that sounds about right. I love this arcade, and I think we could be great friends. What do you say, partner? Waiting for my response, she holds out a fist to bump. I'm not picking this one, but sure, why not? I absolve you of all your arcade sins. Lol, no, get out. If you truly love this arcade, you have to stop causing problems. Look, I'm sure you're all good kids at heart, but if I let you hang around here and you just cause more problems, it's no good for any of us. If you sincerely love arcade spirits, you'll understand that I can't let you ruffle feathers, as you put it. I need to make sure everyone's having a good time. Hydrate! Dramatic tension hydration. Well, yeah, I mean, I get that. Right. So I might be willing to offer you another chance if you promise me you'll follow the rules from now on. That's the best I can do, okay?
No helping it.
Well, I'd like to work with you here, really, but promise is kind of a steep ask. Something's wrong. I'm a pretty empathetic sort of gal. I can tell when someone's being legit with me, and she's clearly genuine about wanting to come back, but seems conflicted. How hard is it to not hack machines and run wild? Why would that be a problem? Okay, see, normally I'd give you my word. Word is bond. But, well, no ifs and no ins or buts. I need your word if I'm going to rebuild trust with you. We don't need to have to get the police involved here. We can keep this between us, right? She raises an eyebrow at that.
Whoa, put the brakes on. Bad idea, friend. Really bad idea. You don't want to even think about getting the cops involved in this. No.
You've done property damage.
Because, and this is me being honest with you because we're on such good terms, it won't do you any good. We'll be out and back on the streets within a day.
Sure, but I'll have a record of you having been arrested from here and thus can keep you out forever.
We've got friends in high places. We don't sell drugs or weapons. We sell information. And information, as a currency, is far more valuable than what other gangs trade in. So if we're doing this, we don't involve the pigs. Any problems? You come to me direct. That's my rule. Break that rule. And, well, you don't want to see what I can do with the push of a single button.
So now you're threatening me.
I'm just telling you how it is. What you do now is entirely up to you.
But before she can continue her tirade, we're rather rudely interrupted. Oi! Sue! The hell you think you're doing here? I like this gang's fashion sense. The Squirtle Squad sunglasses are a very nice touch. I approve. The thick tension that surrounded us melts away, redirected to the new challenger. All eyes glare towards them. Oh, great. Okay, hold that thought. I got business to attend to. You're all kicked out. Don't come back. Damn right you do. Ghost monsters don't operate south of 23rd Street. You damn well know this is lovely chainsaw territory. Get lost or get tossed. No gangs. None of you are allowed. Go home. If I wasn't confused before, I sure as heck am now. All I can do is watch this unfurl before me. With a clap, Sue summons her buddies to her side. I'm sorry, south of what? I don't recall signing any non-compete agreement with you darlings.
Ghost monsters for life!
This locker room gossip queen is disrespecting your fearless leader. What do we say to that? Nobody disses Sue on my watch. Nobody. Yeah, and I ain't scared to hit a chick. I'm an equal opportunity social maladjusted individual. That's a start, I guess. Think you've got your answer, ladies. Now then. Let's rumble! No rumbling. Well, to their credit, they didn't throw the first punch. We're talking Han didn't shoot first levels of moral high ground there. Immediately, the ghost monsters and lovely chainsaw are at each other's throats, grappling, punching, shoving each other. A baseball bat gets swung and clangs off the side of a racing game. Soda cans are thrown. Someone uproots a chair near the snack machines, and that goes flying too. It's chaos. Complete and utter chaos. And it needs to stop. Now. Iris! Already calling the cops. As for me, it's funny. You start out the day anxious about what the future may bring. Once that future goes completely to poop, well, that anxiety just fades away. Something oddly freeing about seeing your world crumble around you. There's nothing left to fear. That means I can swing into action, ready to face it. Priority 1, get the customers the hell out of here. Gavin and Ashley are already on that. I join in, trying to funnel the panicked crowd of kids and gamers out the door and away from the carnage. This way, hurry! In an orderly fashion, please. Out! Everybody out! If they're focused on loading the place with arcade games and nothing more, it doesn't leave a lot of room to work with. Nor is it much of an octagon for the remarkably sloppy mixed martial arts brawl breaking out. We're gonna have a lot of game damage when all is said and done. Damn it! I'm not letting that get away with this. Point of order? She has a gun. Until now, it's been the world's sloppiest barroom brawl. Teenagers flailing at each other wildly, generally wrecking the scene rather than each other. But now? Now she's pulled out a gun. Not some arcade-like gun, but a real-life shooting and killing gun. This isn't happening. This cannot be happening. But this is 100% happening. Leader of the lovely chainsaw gang raises her weapon and takes aim at Sue, trying to end this. But her target is conveniently tucked behind Ms. Defame and Gavin. If I don't do something, someone is going to get seriously hurt. My mind races. Calm acceptance washes over me. This is how things will be. No helping it. One chance to do something good in the midst of all this chaos. Time slows for me, like I'm trapped in a dream state. Pure instinct takes over and I start running towards them. We're gonna protect Sue because that's the one she's aiming at. Get down! Whoa. Holy F, what did you... I was aiming for Sue. Pigs! Run for it! Stay cool and wipe the footage first. Do it! Stay with us, Hulyen. Stay with us. Help is on the way. I just wanted to make a dream for everyone to enjoy. That's all. Was that so wrong? It's what you would have done. It's what you did do for all of us. But I guess no good deed goes unpunished, huh? The Blue family curse.
You've a strong spirit, dear. You'll get through this, I know you will. But for now, oh, you'd best wake up. There's still more to be done.
Slowly, very slowly, I open my eyes. The soft beeping of medical monitoring greets me, as well as an angel in white. Well, an angel in a white lab coat. While they're no heavenly being, they do appear to be my doctor, armed with nothing more than a clipboard. I'm still a little hazy as they briefly explain the situation. Thanks to my wild theatrics, I startled the shooter enough that her bullet missed its intended target. And instead I went into my leg. Which hurts like hell, but apparently resulted in a surprisingly clean shot that I'd recover from in a few weeks easily. 2 days in the hospital, a week or two on crutches, some limping, then I'll be back to 100%. And more importantly, nobody died. I can live with this momentary pain if someone else gets to live. Period. So, could have been better, could have been worse. The doctor, having given me the report, leaves to treat the other patients. But before they do, they inform me I have a visitor. At least there's a plus side. I just wonder who it is. Ashley peeks around the curtain enclosing me and into my makeshift hospital room. Her face speaks volumes of how rough of a wait this has been. Her cheeks are stained with tears, and there are dark circles underneath her eyes. Has she been here the whole time? I smile weakly to her, and she instinctively rushes over to my side, clutching the bedding, tucking me in. Fresh tears plop from her eyes into the sterile bed. I thought I was never going to see you again. I thought I was never going to be able to hug you or touch you again. I thought I'd lost you forever. I gently lift my hand up to her face and wipe the tears away. Her green eyes look into my own as relief washes over her. I forbid you from ever getting shot again. A light chuckle escapes my lips. Gladly. Trust me, I have no plans for anything like that anytime soon. Seeing Ashley so upset over my injury hits me right in the feels. Instantly, regret over our squabble washes over me. Ashley, about before I can say anything else about events preceding this, she beats me to it. I decided to see a therapist, just so you know. I've had episodes like that before, but this one was too much for me to handle. I never ever want to feel like that again. Like I'm a failure, even when part of me knows I'm not. I want to be strong for you. Ashley. You are strong. You are strong, Ashley. You are the strongest person I know. To go out and do what you do and express yourself so freely, that is strength itself. I love you for you, no matter what, and that will never change. Thank you. I just want to be the best person I can be. I place my hand on hers and squeeze it tightly. You already are. Moving her hand slightly, our fingers intertwine. She squeezes back.
Do you mind if I talk at you for a minute?
Have at it. I'm not going anywhere. Please.
I've had too much time to think about everything while you were out. And I don't want you to ever feel the way I felt waiting for you to wake up. It was awful. For so long, I've struggled to accept myself. Who am I? Who will care about me if I don't fit the mold? Why do I feel like I have to care? I let the pressure and insecurity wash over me. And when my costume wasn't up to my specifications, it broke me. I couldn't cope with all the emotions I had put on myself. I hit rock bottom back there. And even though it may not seem like it, you helped me. And now I'm going to try and help myself.
I really didn't do that much. Besides, I could have discussed it more respectfully. Yeah. I feel like I pushed and prodded her a little too hard. Dealing with those emotions is difficult, and I apologize if I didn't give it its proper eloquence and respect. We were both kind of real stressed out at the time, also. I want to point out, that not for nothing, I'm not the best at discussing things like that either. And it took all of you dragging me out to the Wake-der-Vinspiracy for me to get out of my own depression. Honestly, you pushing the topic is exactly what I needed. I was able to look outside myself and see what's going on. And if I hadn't gotten to that point, I might not have made this decision. Seems like we're even then. You help me when I'm depressed, and I'll aid you in any way I can. Even Stevens. Let's continue loving each other fully and wholeheartedly. I never stopped. Not even once. Me neither. Well, I should let you rest. You need to heal up. You're probably right. Ashley smiles and turns to leave. She gets 3 steps out, stops, turns back around to face me, and rushes back. Leaning over, she places a kiss on my lips.
You are the best.
Before you go, I just know that I will continue to support you as long as I'm here.
And you're going to be here a long, long time.
Did she mean to make it sound threatening?
Don't forget, no more gunfights.
I remember.
Okay, for reals, I'm leaving this time.
Good old Midwestern goodbyes. Love you.
Love you too. Bye.
Amazing. Amazing. Seeing the person I care for the most was certainly a boon to my spirit. Now, if they can only do something about the food here. With my heart calmed, my body finally tells me it's exhausted. I snuggle into the covers as a yawn escapes me. Just as I'm about to roll over and drift off to sleep, another visitor drops in. but pew-pews are fun. In fake pew-pews are fun. She didn't specify no laser tag or no water guns. May have to ambush her with a water balloon at some point. Nerf? Yep. It's likely well past visiting hours, but with no small amount of both dread and relief, I'm glad to see her. Ms. Blue, a word if you will. I try to straighten myself up from my pillow backrest. Time to put on my professional front, even if I'm in excruciating pain. Okay, I should start by explaining that what happened today isn't exactly indicative of... I should hope it was. It's hard to disguise the disbelief on my face. What? It seems I've misjudged your character based on an initial unpleasant interaction. What I saw today, clearly, you are no fool, nor a coward. I let my need to protect my family override my better judgment. How absurd to paint everything you've built at Arcade Spirits with that brush all over such a small matter. I saw you selflessly throw yourself in front of that bullet. You didn't have to do that. You chose to do that. It's indicative of someone who isn't simply in this for the money, as so many in the industry are. While I'm uncertain why you protected that young criminal, I suppose someone who respects life deeply enough to even protect someone like her is to be respected. I suppose I've become a bit jaded from all those eager to cash in on the arcade scene. All the large-scale arcades I have to review tend to be very impersonal and cold. So, you were impressed with our arcade? Well, let's not go that far. I can't say I was thrilled with the amount of mayhem and disaster going on even before a gang war broke out. But I will say I've only ever seen that amount of mayhem and disaster once before. It's highly unusual to say the least. Last time I reviewed a small and up-and-coming arcade similar to yours, everything went wrong. Everything. I wrote my review in an honest fashion, and as a result of my scathing pen, the place was sold and closed down within a month. Sold to a notable figure in this industry. Wait, you don't mean... Yes, Dekonami. Such is the fate of any arcade which dares to stand up to him. Your prior business, the Funplex, only escaped being devoured by being far too small to be worthwhile. Sadly, your enthusiasm may have put it in his crosshairs, and if you cannot tidy up your reputation after today's affairs, Arcade Spirits will be next. Again and again, torn down by Dekonami. This time he didn't even have to lift a finger. By pure coincidence, not coincidence, the ghost monsters wrecked everything before he could exact any revenge. All he has to do is swoop in and buy out what's left of our dreams. However, I have come to a decision. Given I was a first-hand witness to your troubles, which were clearly not your fault, and given your willingness to put even your own life on the line for your arcade, I'm going to tell my editor I need more time, that I want to return in 1 week to get a more accurate and mature overview of your operation. 1 week, that's the best I can offer you. This is a difficult hole to climb out of, even aside from earlier trouble, having a gang fight and a shooting transpire at an arcade. Well, the press will feed on this. Even if I was the only press present and accounted for, they'll dig and they'll speculate and they'll chew on your bones. If your arcade survives that initial onslaught, I hope to write a proper review which can lay those concerns to rest. But I'll offer you no more second chances, no more reasonable doubts. Best foot forward when I return, or my readers will know the truth. Understood? Understood. And I'll leave you to your recuperation. With a curt nod, she turns and leaves the room, leaving me with my thoughts. 1 week. I've got exactly 1 week to completely rebuild our reputation and clear the name of Arcade Spirits. Otherwise, it's game over, for all of us. You've cleared level 7 of Arcade Spirits. A winner is you! Now let's see your score. You're proving to be a gentle, sweet, and compassionate soul. Also, you've scored 23,400 points. Woohoo! And now, let's have one last pizza fact. 62% of Americans prefer meat toppings on their pizza, while 38% prefer vegetarian. Everybody loves different kinds of pizza, and that's a beautiful thing. Do you want to save your game before proceeding to, drumroll please, the final level? Save the game. Okay, as much as I want to roll through and finish the game, that would be a terrible idea for my voice, so I'm going to exercise proper restraint and learn from our character and do some proper adulting TM. Yeah, it's called Kill Screen. And I'm gonna switch to something else.